At one point, I was public enemy number 1. Now I'm probably public enemy number 11. Whether I'm found innocent or guilty is going to affect nations. It's going to affect how justice systems are perceived internationally. 5 or 6 years ago, JK and I actually had some disagreements, but it looks like she's finally come to senses and reason. Unless Taylor Swift starts going to jail for everyone who crashes a car with a Taylor Swift CD in, everything that's happening to me is unjustified.
Do you believe in gender equality?
That's a trick question.
No, it's quite...
No, it's a trick question. It's fine, sir. It's fine. I've been around the block. If I was telling men to put a wig on and become a girl, I wouldn't be going through any of this legal trouble. Not a single drop of it. And here I am, a beacon of success. Brilliant. Tall, strong, smart, and funny. So it can be done.
And humble. Hello and welcome. I'm RolesAnd. There can be few people in the world today who divide opinion as deeply as the British-American influencer Andrew Tate. To his supporters, and they number many millions on social media around the world, he is an inspiration, a motivator and a truth teller, a courageous voice who's unafraid to speak loudly about money, masculinity, and what he calls the matrix, an unseen elite that he believes seeks to control the masses. To Tate's detractors, he's at best a loudmouth millionaire who spouts crackpot messages to expand his social media-based fortune, or even a dangerous zealot peddling misogynistic theories to an eager audience of young men with dangerous consequences for the next generation. Either way, Andrew Tate's message is getting through to his audience. Schools from London to Sydney are facing an uphill battle to counter what they regard as his harmful impact on students' opinions on gender issues. Raised in a low-income family in England, Andrew Tate is a former professional kickboxer who made money through online businesses, including webcams, that have been questioned as potential avenues for trafficking and exploiting vulnerable young women. Well, Tate converted to Islam a couple of years ago, having been raised as a Christian, and then later declaring that he was an atheist. Today, he is under house arrest along with his brother Tristan, awaiting trial in Romania, facing charges of rape, human trafficking, and forming a criminal group to sexually exploit women. And last month, the Romanian court agreed that after the trial takes place, the brothers can be extradited to the UK on additional charges of sexual aggression dating back more than a decade. Well, the Tate brothers deny all charges. I travelled to Bucharest to question Andrew Tate about the charges, his views and his faith, as well as the prospect of a life behind bars. Nothing was off the table as we discussed truth, fake news, and the new role of role models in this, the first of a two-part interview. Andrew, thanks for making the time.
Thank you.
Now, you're awaiting, as we talk, you're awaiting trial here in Romania. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, it's going to take a while. It looks like the Romanian judicial system often takes years to come to a conclusion before they eventually say I'm innocent. So the system it put me in jail for 92 days and then I was released. Under Romanian law, I could have been kept longer, so I guess I'm happy about the fact that I'm free. I'm very sure of my innocence, but it's a long process. And in many ways, I thank God for giving me this experience, because when you grow up as a young man, you dream of being an explorer or an adventurer or being monumentally successful and having a bunch of money and fast cars and seeing the 5-star areas of the world. But perhaps if you want to truly explore the map, you also need to see the other side of it all. And I'm glad I grew up in a humble background and a humble beginning. And I'm also glad that I got to experience a Romanian jail cell and the Romanian judicial system. So it's God's plan.
Well, you did say there's not much justice in Romania. Doesn't that kind of take your position?
Is there much justice in the world? Do you trust an American court nowadays with some of the decisions they're making? Do you trust a British court with the decisions they're making? What is a court? What is law? It's the interpretation of words which were written long time ago. How can different judges come to different conclusions based on the same law? Why does the lawyer you hire even matter if the law is fair?
Yeah, but I'm saying you're waiting their verdict here, so suddenly you've pointed the finger at them too.
Well, I think that when you understand the world, you understand that nothing in life is certain that involves people. We can talk about one of the highest courts of the land, the ICJ. What is law? Like what's being done about what's happening over there? Very little. So if you've ever been in a judicial process, you sit and understand that innocent and guilty is certainly part of it, but there's also a bunch of other factors, especially once you get to a certain level of fame, when you become so well known that your verdict will ripple around the world and it will cause consequence for nations. Then you have to sit and say, okay, whether I'm found innocent or guilty is going to affect nations. It's going to affect how justice systems are perceived internationally. Does that mean they're 100% interested in what's true and what's false and what's fair and what's not? Or is there a narrative being played behind where they sit and say, well, perhaps he didn't do anything wrong, but we're going to look bad if we say he didn't, so let's just